Hey everybody, it's Gary Reinhardt here for Trivia Night on Declan Radio. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. As I had mentioned a few weeks back, we're going to be doing this in a little bit of a different way where it's not live per se. I'm recording this on YouTube and then you will come in later. You can come in later and watch it. It'll go up at 7 and watch it whenever you would like. So, with that out of the way, let us go to what we have on for the questions. Round number 1 brought to you by the at Speculator. Fine food and always good spirits. They're open today until 9 p.m. So after you watch this video, go get a burger or one of their many specials tonight. So here we go. Question 1, round number 1, brought to you by the In at Speculator. What U.S. city is nicknamed the birthplace of the nation? What U.S. city is nicknamed the birthplace of the nation being here in the good old U.S. of A? What U.S. city is nicknamed birthplace of the nation? Question 2, how many tournaments make up a Grand Slam in golf? How many tournaments make up a Grand Slam in golf? I know a lot of people have heard of the Grand Slam in tennis, but there's also a Grand Slam golf. How many tournaments make up that Grand Slam? Question 3, who was the first British monarch to be given the title Defender of the Faith? Who was the first British monarch to be given the title Defender of the Faith? Question number 4. What river did George Washington cross on Christmas 1776? What river did George Washington on Christmas 1776? That nail bothering me. Question 5. The fillet of what fish is used to make roll mops? Is it A, tuna, B, haddock, C, herring, or D, salmon? The fish is traditionally used to make roll mops. Is it A, tuna, B, haddock, C, herring, or D, salmon? In fish, it's Friday, so at the end, they have their traditional Friday fish fry, which is haddock. But does haddock also make a roll mop? Question 6. What dance did Chunk have to perform to gain access to Mikey's house in the 1985 movie The Goonies? What dance did Chunk have to perform to get access to Mikey's house in the 1985 movie The Goonies? A movie that my dad and I watched the other night. It was a very good movie. And quoted the whole thing the entire way. What dance did Chunk have to perform to gain entry to Mikey's house in the 1985 movie The Goonies? Question 7. What kind of fruit juice is used to mix a mojito? What kind of fruit juice is used to mix a mojito? This is a traditional mojito. No, like a weird mojito that your grandma makes. This is traditional, regular mojitos. What juice is used to mix a mojito? As I make sure my microphone is working. The little thing on the bottom is going up and down, so I believe it is working. Question 8. True or false? There are 52 cards in a tarot card deck. True or false, there are 52 cards in a tarot card deck. Funny story, I actually once had my future told to me through a tarot card deck. They had a I forget if it was at FM, and they had like various I guess you would say like alternative practices or whatnot, like different things from different countries, and one of them was tarot cards. And unfortunately, looked good for your old trivia master according to the tarot cards. And yeah, I'm pretty sure pretty much has stayed on course, I think, since then. So do not mess with the tarot cards. But are there 52 cards in a tarot card deck? That is my question. Question 9. What was Sam Malone's nickname on the show Cheers? What was Sam Malone's nickname on the show Cheers? Of course, Cheers, the bar that everybody knows your name, which is pretty much everywhere up here at all times. So, but what was Sam Malone's nickname on the show Cheers? And question 10, who wrote the play A Streetcar Named Desire? Who wrote the play A Streetcar Named Desire, of course, famously performed by Marlon Brando in the movie version. But who wrote the play A Streetcar Named Desire? You are writing your answers down and dotting all the T's and crossing all the I's. Once again, this round is brought to you by the Speculator Fine Food and Always Good Spirits. Fish Fry Friday tonight, open till 9. You can stay in. Of course, you have to wear your mask. Stay 6 feet apart. Do not leave your table. And you must order a meal to get it through New York state requirements. So don't give your waitresses and bartenders a hard time. They're just following New York State mandates. So we can stamp out COVID, and I can do Trivia Night live once again. All right, here we go. The answer to number 1. Question number 1. What U.S. city is nicknamed the birthplace of the nation? That is Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Question 2, how many tournaments make up a Grand Slam in golf? There are 4 tournaments that make up a Grand Slam in golf. Question 3, who was the first to be given the title Defender of the Faith? That is King Henry VIII. Probably because that was when he's the Catholic Church and created Protestantism, or at least what would become Protestantism, or the Protestant faith. What river did George Washington cross on Christmas 1776? That would be the Delaware River. Question 5. The fillet of what fish is to make roll mops? That is sea herring. Question 6. What dance did to perform to gain energy the most in the 1985 movie The Goonies? That would be the famous truffle shuffle. Question 7, what kind of juice to mix a mojito? That is lime juice. Lime juice. I actually like mojito. I don't drink liquor that much, but when I do, it was a mojito. It was pretty good. Question or false? There are 52 cards in a tarot deck. That is false. There are actually 78 cards in a tarot deck. 52 cards is a regular card set. Question 9. What was Sam Malone's nickname on the show Cheers? He was called Sam Mayday Malone. And question to play a streetcar named Desire, that would be Tennessee Williams. So how did you do on round number 1? A comment in the description and tell me how you're doing today. I like to hear from the people who watch these videos. I like to know what I can do better, what I can do worse. How can I improve your Declan Radio Trivia Night experience for you? All right. It's time for round number 2, brought to you by Declan Radio, connecting the Adirondacks. Go to www.declanradio.com to listen to the greatest music of a generation. And of course, that is classic rock. We also have town board meetings that play on Thursdays at 7 p.m., the town and village board meeting of Lake Pleasant Speculator, respectively. This week, we also have the return of Heart to Heart with Gary Reinhardt tomorrow at 7 p.m., where I am talking to experts about the opioid epidemic and what we can do to stamp it out. If you'd like to support the station, there's a PayPal account. Go to PayPal.com, money to DacklandRadio at gmail.com. That's DacklandRadio at gmail.com. Every little bit helps. And of course, you can also buy merchandise at the Dackland Radio store at DacklandRadio.com. All right. So here we go. Question number 1, round number 2, brought to you by Dackland Radio. What state is home to the Inyo Mountains? Is it A, Alaska, B, California, C, Colorado, or D, Virginia? What state is home to the Inyo Mountains? Is it A, Alaska, B, California, C, Colorado, or D, Virginia? Good choices, but which one is the correct one? Question 2, how many dice are used to play Yahtzee? How many dice are used to play Yahtzee? Of course, we used to have the dice game at the end. We don't do that right now for hands, but how many dice are used in the game of Yahtzee? Question 3, the blue blur is the name of what video game character? The blue blur is the nickname to what video game character? Question 4. True or false, there is a red and white striped pole that marks the South Pole. True or false, red and white striped pole that marks the South Pole. Of course, unfortunately, the North Pole, where the North Pole is, there is not a list. So maybe they had to put it in the South Pole. So true or false, there is a red and white striped pole marks the South Pole. Is that true or false? Question 5, what television show title character was played by pop singer Brandy? What TV show title character was played by pop singer Brandy? So what I mean by that character she played was also the title of the show. That's what I meant by TV show title character. So the name of the character was also the name of the... But what TV show title character was played by pop singer Brandy? Question 6, what is the name of the award given to the pitcher in Major League Baseball? What is the name of the award given to the best pitcher in Major League Baseball? Of course, sports trying to back, baseball having the hardest time of it. A lot of people feel it's because, unlike the NBA, they're not in a bubble situation. Like, they haven't put all the teams into like one area to try to keep them contained and keep the virus contained. Instead, you're moving the teams to various cities, and they're trying their best to keep people quarantined. But you know, if people don't follow the rules, then the quarantine doesn't work. And then so far, the Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals, as of right now, or as far as I know, are the only 3 teams that have had full teams because of the coronavirus. But what is the name of the award given to the best pitcher in Major League Baseball? 7. What actress replaced Farrah Fawcett on Charlie's Angels in 1977? What actress replaced Farrah Fawcett on Charlie's Angels in 1977? Question 8. The Louvre is an art museum located in what city? The Louvre is an art museum located in what city? Question 9. In the movie Lilo, what city does Stitch build, then destroy in Lilo's bedroom? In the movie Lilo and Stitch, what city does Stitch destroy in Lilo's bedroom? Lilo and Stitch, for those who don't know, is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I love that movie. So if you love it, you'll know the answer to this. In the movie Lilo and Stitch, in what city or what does Stitch build then destroy in Lilo's bedroom? Question 10. What rock musician was known as the Lizard King? What rock musician was known as the Lizard King? Hint, you can hear him on Declan Radio, playing the greatest music of a generation, classic rock. So what rock musician was known as the Lizard King? All right, that's round 2, and as you try to get your answers all finalized, once again, this round is brought to you by Declan Radio, connecting the Adirondacks. Go to www.declanradio.com to listen to the greatest music of a generation, classic rock. You can also hear the town board meeting and village board meeting of Lake Popular, respectively. And this Saturday, the return of Heart to Heart with Gary Reinhart as I talk to experts about the opioid crisis and how we can stamp it out. So here, if you would like to donate to the station, always like to remember that, we have an account. Go to paypal.com and then send to declanradio@gmail.com. That's DACKLANDRADIO@gmail.com, or purchase merchandise from the merch store at declanradio.com. All right, so here are the answers. Number 2, question 1, what state is home to the Inyo Mountains? That'd be B, California. Question 2, how many is to play Yahtzee? That would be 5. You have to get the same number on all 5 dice to get a Yahtzee. Question 3, the blue blur is a new video game character. That'd be Sonic the Hedgehog. Question 4, true or false, there is a red and white striped pole that marks the South Pole. That is false. There's actually a plaque that marks the South Pole. Question 5, what TV show title character was played by pop singer Brandy Davisha? A show, it used to be on WGN in Chicago. I don't see it played that much anymore, but Alicia, the name of the show. Question 6, what is the name of the award given to the best pitcher in Major League Baseball? That is the Cy Young Award. 7, what actress replaced Farrah Fawcett on Charlie's Angels in 1977? That'd be Cheryl Ladd. Question 8, the Louvre is located in what city? That'd be Paris. Question 9, in the movie Lilo and Stitch, what city does Stitch build, then destroy in Lilo's bedroom? In Francisco. And question 10, what rock musician was known as the Lizard King? That would be the one and only Jim Morrison of The Doors. So how did you do for round number 2 here on Trivia Night? Make a comment below, and of course, as always, comment what I can do better. Maybe give me some encouraging words. Tell me what little hair I have left looks nice. To hear from those who are watching. Okay, we are moving on to round number 3, brought to you those who have donated. I just wanted to make a special point of those who have donated and have purchased merchandise now and in the past. Keep Declan Radio going through this COVID crisis, just like every other business. Things are struck, but with your help, we have continued to exist. There are things I'd like to try and expand upon once COVID kind of hopefully dies away or, becomes less of an issue. I'd like to try to expand more on more videos, more interviews, more music and the like. However, right now that's just not in the cards, but enough down stuff. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has donated, who has helped me out. Even if you haven't donated monetarily, just your thoughts and good wishes and just telling me, that Declan Radio has made you happy in some way, has helped you through this, has warmed my heart, and I just want to thank everyone for that. So round number 3 is dedicated to you guys. All right, so here we go. Question 1 of round number 3, brought to you by you guys. True or false, the Beatles had a Saturday morning cartoon in the United States? True or false, the Beatles had a Saturday morning cartoon in the U.S.? They pretty much had everything else: lunchboxes, wigs. Why not? Maybe they had a Saturday morning cartoon. I don't know. But that is up for you to decide. True or false, the Beatles had a Saturday morning cartoon in the U.S. So far, I've lied to you this entire trivia night, but am I telling the truth this time? Or am I just going to be a big fat liar all night? You decide. All right, question 2. Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? A question from the 4th of July trivia. So if you tune in for that, this question should be easy for you. Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Question 3. What popular board game was banned in the Soviet Union? What popular board game was banned in the Soviet Union? The Soviet Union does not exist anymore, as some people would say. I mean, in some ways, I think the Soviet Union still is mentally, but officially does not exist anymore. But what popular board game was banned in the Soviet Union? Question 4. In which musical did Barbra Streisand disguise herself as a man? Musical did Barbra Streisand disguise herself as a man? Dan, of course, famous for being in the movie Meet the Fockers with Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro. And that's pretty much all I know about Barbra Streisand. That is the extent of my Barbra Streisand knowledge. That and this question. I did know the answer to this question. In which musical did Streisand disguise herself as a man? Question 5. The novel Kiss of the Spider Woman is set in what country? Is it A, Bulgaria, B, Peru, C, Portugal, or D, Argentina? The novel Kiss of the Spider Woman is set in what country? Bulgaria, B, Peru, C, Portugal, or D, Argentina? The novel Kiss of the Spider Woman. Question 6. What do you call an animal that eats both plants and animals? What do you call an animal that eats both plants and animals? So that would basically be us. What would you call us? Because we won't eat plants and animals unless you're vegetarian or vegan. Then you don't. But I like plants and animals. Question 7. What do you need to send a semaphore message? What do you need to send a semaphore message? Like, what equipment do you need to send a semaphore message? Question 8. Grant Wood famously painted a farmer's couple standing in front of their farm. What was the name of the thing? Grant Wood famously painted a farming couple standing in front of their farm. What was the name of that painting? Fortunately, I don't have editors, so I could be like, here it is, and you could see it. Just you have to go by my description. It's a famous painting, farmer's couple standing in front of their farm. What is the name of that painting? Question 9. Which California national park shares its name with a U2? Which Californian national park shares its name with a U2 album? One of their more famous albums, I would say, at least for older U2. They kind of had, I think U2 into two parts. There's like 80s U2, and then there's like 2000s U2. Like 80s, 90s U2, and then there's 2000s and U2. For me, like I feel like there's a definite split between the 80s and 90s U2 and then 2010s U2. If you would like to argue that point with me, comment below. Like I said, I'd like to hear from you guys. And then finally, question 10, what ingredient pearls in bubble tea? What ingredient provides the pearls in bubble tea? I'm a tea drinker myself. I also like cinnamon tea. Fun story. When I lived in Johnston, it was the first time I lived in a place that had a tea cupboard. It was just a regular cupboard, but it was just filled with all these different teas: oolong, chamomile, black tea, Darjeeling tea, blue strawberry, like all the teas you could ever want, and it was fabulous. It was just so great that like whatever tea, it was there, and it got restocked fairly often, so you never ran out of tea. It was pretty nice for someone who doesn't drink coffee like I do. It was nice to have like some of that more caffeinated tea that tastes delicious and can get you up. All right. So, as you're finishing up, once again, round number 3 is brought to you by you guys and how awesome you've been throughout, it's not this year, but every year that Declan Radio has been around, how much you've supported Declan Radio. Like I said, I dedicate this to you guys because you're so awesome. So, round number 2, dedicated to you guys. So, here we go. Question number 1, true or false? The Beatles had a morning cartoon in the U.S. That is true. It ran from 1965 to 1969 on ABC, and you can find it on YouTube. Question 2, who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? It was the mighty John Hancock, who, of course, took most of the... I bet you, like, at least somebody was not happy with John Hancock, like, because he took, like, a big amount of space. Well, great. Now I got to, like, write all super tiny because John Hancock had to be the jerk who took everybody's space. We agree, John. We're all going to in regular fun. No, you had to just take a quarter of the page because you're John Hancock. There had to have been one guy who was like that. Look at me, I'm John Hancock. I'm just going to follow the Declaration of Independence. Question 3. What popular board game was banned in the Soviet Union? That would be Monopoly because of its capitalistic themes. There's actually, remember who the who was the comedian? There was a comedian who mentioned, he said, Monopoly is one of the few board games that's actually named after a federal offense. And I was like, you know what? He's right. Like, it's like you don't really have games named after federal offenses, but Monopoly seemed to have gotten through. 4, in which musical did Barbra Streisand disguise herself as a man? That would be Yentl. She disguised herself as a Jewish man. Question 5, the novel Kiss of the Spider-Woman was set in what country? It was D, Argentina, where the spiders are probably the size of my face. Question 6, what do you call an animal that eats both plants and an omnivore? Question 7, what do you need to send a semaphore message? You need 2 small flags. When you're on the aircraft and they go like, you can also use like light sticks too. Those work too, but Traditionally, it's two flags because then you can wave them like this. And I once had to learn that. Well, I learned it a little bit fast. It was one of the requirements that we had to do that Morse code and sign language. And like it was one of those things. Like as soon as I was done learning it, I was like, done. Never using this again. I forgot all about it. So I know different positions mean different letters, and then this is like, hey, pay attention to me. Question 8. Famously painted a farmer's couple standing in front of their farm. What was the name of that painting? It was called American Gothic. And I'll tell you what, creepy looking paint. Like, you can give me all the Salvador Dali's and Picassos all you want, but those two standing in front of their farm with their dead passion gives me the shivers. Look it up. It's scary looking. It's called American Gothic, and it scares the crap out. Question 9. Which California national park shares its name with a U2 album? That'd be Joshua Tree National Park from the U2 album, The Tree, which I said is one of the more famous albums, especially 80s and 90s U2 era. And then question 10, who provides the pearls and bubble tea that is tapioca? Famously, tapioca pudding, which I like. I like tapioca pudding. I know I don't, but that's okay with me. So how did you do tonight? Leave a comment below or on the right, like right now, because this is live on YouTube. It's on this side here. You can put anything you want. Basically put anything you want. So, yeah, that's it. Hopefully I will learn how to just YouTube thing better. I am looking to get maybe like a more like program so then I can do more and make it look a little fancier. But right now, just gotta go month by month what's happening. But if you would like to donate to Declan Radio, you can go to paypal.com and send to DacklandRadio@gmail.com. That's DACKLandRadio, or purchase merchandise from the Declan Radio store at www.dack.com. It helps Trivia Night. It also helps the station. So until next time, this has been Gary Reinhardt with Trivia Night, and I will see you later.